Friday night. Here all the way up to my.
I would if I had the period.
What are friends for?
Bottle water.
Was he money?
Live.
Reports.
Money goes through his blood.
Welcome to the Coastline Fire Protection District Board of Directors Regular Board Meeting, March 25th, 2026. Roll call, please, Jean.
Director Cockrell,
Here.
Hannah,
Here.
McKinney,
Here.
Cheryl, here, President Burke.
Yes. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Is there any member of the public who would like to address the board? Any member of the public who would like to speak? Hearing none, I'll close the public comment period and move on to consent calendar to notice that and Director McKinney has to be recused from the consent calendar. With that, do I have a motion to approve the consent calendar?
So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded. Any comments? What roll call, please, Jim?
Director Cockrell,
Yes.
Director Hannah,
Yes.
Director McKinney. Recused. Director Cheryl, yes, and President Burke.
Yes.
Motion passes 4-1 recused.
Thank you. Moving on to continue business, an update on wildfire prevention zone 0 from Chief Silva.
I was told there is no update.
Excuse me?
No update.
No update.
No.
Okay. Item B, update on temporary and new station 44 projects. Verbal update. Any comments on that?
So for 44, I know that PBK had submitted the final review for the plan check for the station 44 permanent station. So that final review went in actually this morning. So hopefully we'll get comments back. And we had the meeting this morning with it and they're talking. Sometimes those comments take 3 to 4 months for the county. They were hoping they only take 3 weeks because they're asking for expedited comments because we've already been through several phases of there. And for the temporary station, we have 11 of 12 signatures for approval to move in. We're waiting for the geotechnical review people to sign off on compaction for the soil. So we're hoping that shouldn't be a big deal and that they'll sign it, but it has been going back and forth. So that's the last hold up on that one. So it should be any moment. Hopefully we get that signed and we get those folks moving into the new temporary station.
When are we expected to be in a position to have it go out for bid?
I believe after this final reviews went out, from what I understand, we're at the phase where we can start the final bid and the contractor portion that. So I can need to talk to Kai because we had that meeting today and see if that's what it looks like. But I believe we're by the next meeting, hopefully we'll have an update. Hopefully be able to give more approval to go off the bid, is what I understood from the meeting today.
Gee, I just asked for my personal thing, if we could have at our next meeting, some hopefully rough idea or specific idea when we're gonna go out to bid and when we'll get all the approvals.
Yep.
Okay.
And I think they were looking at the next board meeting for putting on the agenda for board approval for that is what I understood. So that's what they're hoping, because obviously it wasn't gonna make today's, so.
I expressed, like this last meeting or whatever, more than once probably my frustration of the time it takes and the money it takes to get approval. I mean, it is just unconscionable what you have to go through. I mean, we're spending, I don't know, thousands if not millions of dollars of taxpayers' money here, and it's just taken a year.
Mhm.
at least. To get this thing done, just unconscionable.
And it costs double every year.
Yeah, it's just cost, takes the more cost.
Questions on the new station or where we're going or?
Old Station, Chief Silva, who we got? Maybe when we vacate, we can do some training.
We had looked at that and with the amount of asbestos in the building, I don't think it's gonna be possible without severe mitigation of asbestos prior to the training.
Copy that. Even cutting the roof.
We definitely want to look into it and seeing if we can get some training out of it, but that's gonna be one of our biggest hurdles is the asbestos.
Okay, roger that. Thank you.
Don't burn it down and have it be a training
That would
fire.
be the best
Well,
training.
they burn buildings down for training.
So we used to do.
Okay, well.
Other questions, chief?
When you say geotechnical survey?
So they're talking about the compaction is the only thing that's holding it up right now. If they had a compaction survey. We told them that we would like to get 95, but it's not required. And the best that we could get was 93% compaction, but it's not required. That's what our EBK person told them we were shooting for. I'm not sure what the lowest number required is, but I know that 95 is not required, and that's what the holdup is. So we have to show them and do some more survey to show them it's not required.
Thank you. Questions? Moving on to new business. Second reading adoption of an amendment, ordinance number 2015-01, setting compensation for board members at $220 per meeting, not to exceed two meetings per month, for a maximum monthly compensation of $440. Attorney Savaree.
So this is the third time you've seen this, and if tonight you do the second reading and adopt, you would be compensated $220 per meeting beginning August of this year. That's less than you are entitled to under state law, but that is what you had discussed and determined would be an appropriate amount. So asking that you open the public hearing, take any comments, close the public hearing, and then move to adopt the ordinance. Thank you.
With that, I'll open the public hearings. Would any member of the public like to make a comment on this issue? Hearing none, I'll close the public meeting. I just also note that in our packet here today is the terms and conditions of what the board can do and what we cannot do. One thing that came up, mentioned that I recall, is that if the board has two meetings, a board member has two meetings on the same day, they only can get paid for one meeting, not two. But there are some other details that if you'd like to have them that are in your packet today. And then do I have a motion on ordinance number 2026-01?
Talking about this all this other stuff, automobile and parking and baggage handling fee, $1 per bag. That's a deal breaker for me. We cannot. Okay, just kidding.
I see.
The airline
Well,
industry.
look, let me back up a moment. I was asked for a motion, but before I ask that, let's have any comments or questions. Any comments or questions? We're going through this now for two meetings. Then I will make a motion to approve ordinance number 2015-01.
Second,
Now, any other comments? Roll call, please, Jean.
Director Cockrell?
Yes.
Hannah?
Yes.
McKinney?
yes,
Cheryl? Yes. President Burke?
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Moving on to the Board of Directors meeting. The first one here is for the Finance Committee. And we spent some time going over some of our finances. I won't review all of them at this moment. Let me make a couple of comments if I can find it. First of all, I would note that PA's position is very encouraging. We're currently earning, the PA's being what is where we invest for previous employees' health care. And our return on that original $4 million investment is 8.6% year to date, which is obviously really, really good on that. And we have a total in that account of some $4,225,000. One other quick item that I wanted to note. Well, we just made our second CAL FIRE payment If you'll notice in our spreadsheet on finances, we have 2 more to go to complete our payments for this fiscal year. But that's going forward. And and that's it as far as I'm concerned on finance. Any questions on the spreadsheet? This is a public document available for the public. Any board comments or questions? Hearing none? Okay. Moving on to volunteer committee, Director Cockrell, go ahead.
Yeah, I attended the volunteer meeting on the, let me get my notes here, if you bear with me for a second. On the 5th of this month, they had 11 volunteers who were present, which is pretty good based on what we before. The crab feed, we'll discuss that has to do with the 501c3. But they did mention that their recruitment for volunteers was pretty good. They have 13 applicants to be volunteers, which I think is very good. I wouldn't be shocked as if some of those fall by the wayside, but that's what we're starting with is 13 people who are interested in becoming volunteers. One of the things they did do is they sent a group to the high school where they had like a career day. And they spent quite a bit of time telling a lot of people what being a firefighter was exactly about. And for example, they discussed such things as, the fact they were working a 24-hour shift and things like that. A lot of people had no idea that the firefighters actually slept in the stations or worked for 24 hours. So just giving information. But as I said, back to the important part, you have 13 applicants to be volunteers.
Yes, and I was told that all the interviews that went very well, and a lot of our guys that doing the interviews were impressed with people, the candidates. So hopefully a lot of them stick around.
The ones that came to the meetings, the ones I've met, seem interested to be pretty sharp.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say it's really nice that they're in our districts have to have, I mean, obviously you have to live in the district to apply at all. But if you look at the area, Northern California in general, I think it's an excellent place to start a career or serve your community. And we do a really phenomenal job compared to, I think, other areas. We're able to do a fantastic job for our community and offer that education for the youngsters and for everyone. So,
Being an old guy, I was kind of pleased to see the appearance of some of the applicants change after the first meeting, and there were some people that changed their looks to be more in keeping with the professional appearance of a firefighter.
That's good news. And who would that now was? We've lost our firefighter or a volunteer trainer. Who will do the training for?
Well, right now it's
Captain
Meanstein's still doing it.
Oh.
So, and he's always been very involved. And who else do we have?
Cliff.
Cliff, yeah. Ingram is one of the training captains that we have now.
Okay.
And then in the interim, Chief Pickard's helping as well. So
Okay. Good job. This is somewhat off the question, but I recall, I think I recall that there was a comment made some time ago that the number of the fire stations throughout the state, that volunteers were on the going down, and yet we seem to be doing very well with volunteers.
yeah,
Is that correct?
yes.
Yeah. Why, I wonder why would other stations not be really pursuing recruiting volunteers? That doesn't seem to make sense.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to know why other communities struggle, and I think we've always done very well, which is impressive.
You know,
I mean, in my time being involved with the board and the volunteers, I mean, you're having between 6 and 10 applicants that actually get hired per year is pretty common. Having 13 that look great, that's amazing. And some of our surrounding areas that join in on these academies tend to have between 2 and 3 or 4. And some of these areas over here almost need it more in some ways than we do. But again, going back to what I was saying about the old feather in our cap. I mean, being a volunteer is whether you're looking at a new career and you're young, or you're, have a career, you're looking to serve a community. Our district has a lot to offer those individuals. We're not, thankfully, financially, we're so stable. We have equipment that's amazing and stations that are amazing. a community that's amazing. So it's pretty rewarding. You know, even though you're not getting paid and all that. So it's very rewarding.
Several years ago, on a statewide basis, the amount of volunteers versus the amount of paid people were almost identical. That's no longer the case.
You know, the other thing is with the academy, we probably have one of the best volunteer academies. The,
Yes, you
the
do.
amount of training and certificates that's required to achieve a volunteer is almost as an entry level firefighter. So people that are really looking to get into fire service, or like you were saying, they're gonna get the training they need, other than just showing up at a, you know, as a volunteer and not have a clue as to what to do. So I think that's a big reason why they come here.
Well, my individual, I suspect the board compliments to the training, the whole volunteer program that works very well and obviously a great asset to the district, but keep it up. Yeah, thank you. Very good. Land and Structures Committee report, Director McKinney, Director Sherrill.
We already discussed the
We
third
did it.
portion, but I could bring up that we're still moving forward with the remodel of Station 40 kitchen. So that's in the process. So hopefully we'll have a estimated cost of what they're expecting it to cost us here in the near future. And then we're also doing the generator upgrades here to basically encompass the whole facility. Because right now, if you guys aren't aware, the generator, when we're on generator power, the fire marshal's office can't work. Megan really can't work. There's very limited plugs on this side of the building that are used off that generator. So it was very undersized for this side of the facility. So we just had a meeting last week, which I couldn't attend because we had another significant incident in the unit I had to go to, but John Riddell was there and they're looking at giving us a proposal and what it's going to cost to upgrade that generator to a larger side and make it work every plug in both facilities. So hopefully by next meeting, we'll have something for that.
Do you have a sense of the schedule for the kitchen here in 40?
It was going to be a little more delayed, but I think we should be able to start that. We're hoping by May or June, actually start the project.
And it will shut the kitchen down for,
We're hoping it's only gonna be about 2 weeks. So what we're looking at is renting a modular, like a trailer kitchen that we can park out there. And I looked at the cost of those and they're not that expensive to rent. And that way they still have a full service kitchen that they can use. Unfortunately, it'll be in a trailer for 2 weeks, but I've made it clear to the contractors that we don't want them to rip everything out and then be like, oh, no, we need to order cabinets. I want to do that. So I told them I want everything ready to go where we're ripping out and reinstalling and a very short downtime. That's the push.
excellent.
Circling back to the generator and just having backup power for that need.
Yeah.
Is there any discussion for the, maybe utilizing solar / batteries, which wouldn't cover everything, but I can tell you from my personal experience, having solar now for, I guess, 3 years, I think, and a few batteries. I mean, I'm offsetting my overall usage.
Yeah.
Substantially, right? And this has been a great month, right?
Yeah.
20 days. And
Yeah.
this area does have a good amount, so I don't know, because, a new generator, I'm assuming it's almost tens of thousands.
Yeah. Very expensive.
We have. It's north and facing north.
We have a perfect.
So
roof.
south,
we do.
you can put any size you want, again, 50, 60K, maybe more, maybe less.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know. But I don't know where that's at with fire departments and solar and.
We're at 60K right now, the generator, and my services a third of the department.
Well, we would, obviously need more batteries, so probably would be more like 100 if you did like a proper solar system with like 8 batteries or whatever.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Need would be,
Yeah.
but
I would be interested in getting that, at least looking into it and getting
I
a
feel
bid.
it brings up, have we ever discussed this for a new building as we're working on?
They're required solar now on all the new buildings, but it's very underpowered for a fire station.
Would be a good idea.
Well, this is breakage, you want to, you'd have to have any knows that it's stage or I see,
Yeah.
If you lose the year, they.
Yeah.
Well, the truth-
Stations.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind making it.
No, I think that's a great idea. And I could actually, I could talk to them as part of the generator process and say, hey, look, let's go ahead and add a solar component back with batteries as a.
35%, but also fill out the cars.
We'll take a look at that, see what's going on. What is the temporary Station 44 facility down now, where it's up ready to accept the fire engine and all that?
It's ready other than that one county review process for the.
Oh, that's for that?
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking it was for the actual station.
No, that's
Oh.
for that. So we're just waiting for that one sign off and they're ready to move in. So we're,
Chief, I have a question for you, simple question.
yeah.
How many firefighters can the temporary 44 sleep?
The same as the station now, 3.
Just the 3.
Mhm.
The 2 beds,
Three.
There's 3 bedrooms, we can put extra beds in there if we need to.
Yeah.
That we have, because it is a temporary facility and it's small, we weren't looking at upgrading into extra people at this time, but if we get into a position where we had to.
So
we
the
could.
volunteers wanted to go stay there and.
We could add beds to those rooms, because they're actually larger than the rooms they have now. So we could add extra beds to those rooms and make that an
Yeah,
option.
so-
So bring up a point, so right now the plan is a bed, 1 bed per room.
Yes,
So maybe we, a bed's not a big deal purchase wise. But
Yeah.
maybe we at least have a few rooms in it too.
Okay,
I don't know, maybe the rooms are cheap, are they?
they're bigger than the rooms they're in the permanent station. They are bigger for sure.
Well, the
So I
old,
actually-
the old station.
Yeah, the old station. So I did discuss that with him and said, hey, I know we only have 3 people, that these are larger. We could look into adding,
And it's not just
another bed.
volunteers, it might be, there's staff members
Yeah.
that travel to come to work and sometimes get in the night before.
okay. Vegetation Management Committee,
No report.
did I fix it?
Horrible, yeah.
Okay. I just note that I'm not sure what the conclusion was, but I did receive a letter that the right of way that the people in Point Montero were trying to get cleared up. Apparently, the state has taken some action on that and clearing it. If you remember, that concluded that was not under our jurisdiction, that area, but we did send a very strong letter in support of it. And the letter that I saw indicated that it was having some action, so
Well, the first time the state just came out to clean up around the buildings that are there that they rent out. And then I guess they've returned to clean up the part that the citizens were concerned about.
okay.
So it's two bites of the apple to get it done.
Special District Association, Director Hannah.
I don't have much to report per se, but as we get into, well, the year is already flying by. There's always the annual conference in August, the dates offhand, and I'm sure myself, I'll have to look, there's always the ability to get some of the certifications that you need on some biannual basis, whether it's HR related or whatnot. So just keep it in your head for the, summertime. That
August, okay.
it might be beneficial, especially if you have some things you
Do you know where it's going to be held?
this will be in Southern California, so Palm Springs area. They swap Monterey, Palm Springs. It's just every other. So it's not actually Palm Springs, but next.
It's on the web, by the way, under their website, the location and all the details.
Okay.
ALS JPA, no meeting. Emergency preparedness report,
No report.
no report, CERT report, Dr. Cheryl.
Sir report, the program manager and lead instructor of Coastside CERT, David Cosgrave, has resigned his position with DEM and will begin his new position with the Supervisor Ray Mueller's office on Monday morning. Supervisor Mueller became responsible recently for emergency services for the county. And now that is the sector in which, the space in which David Cosgrave will be working. And this has to do with all of the supervisors, District 3, which goes from Atherton through Woodside, over the hill, the South Coast area, as well as Coastside, all the way up to Montero. So he's very pleased with this new development.
So in a lot of ways, that means this focus is actually more for our community than the county, which is a benefit to Westside for sure.
It's a huge benefit, and he will be located on the 5th floor of the county building at in Redwood City, next to David Callagy and Mike Callagy, excuse me, halftime. And the other half of the time, he'll be here in the Coastside offices at the harbor. So we're delighted that he's that much closer.
Very good.
Curious, do you happen to know what his role, his title is, or what is?
His official title is Senior Legislative Analyst. Okay, and his role is what I described in the emergency services thing. Also, Coastside South Measure K agreement, which has been extended for another year. We are very grateful for that. It's the funding for all of our personnel costs. So that's our new bigger news. In the what are we doing locally? we are in the midst of spring cert with 36 new certs. That includes 7 high school students now and 8 members of the Human Services Agency from the county of their strike team, which is dedicated to the coast side. So they have a group of employees from the county who, if there is an emergency and they're activated, their job is to support the coast side. So they've come to CERT to learn about this area and to gather skills that will be useful to them in an emergency setting. We're in class number 4 tonight, and then the final class is this Saturday. So this has been a very strong class. They're a mature class. They have a lot of health services, a lot of training in the medical professions. That was their professional roles before. They are now doing this on the CERT or during. So it's a strong team of people. In addition, we've also completed the radio surveys for Moon Ridge and Main Street Park. These, during Spanish CERT last August, these 2 areas were identified as the areas in emergencies have the most extreme need for good communications about what it is they need to be doing. And so they really stepped up and said, they identified who's going to be ham operators, who's going to be the walkie-talkie operators. They've signed up, they're doing training for that. And now we know exactly what antennas they need, the type of radio support, so that Moon Ridge can be fully operational and communicating with the full neighborhood and with the rest of the coast side, and especially Main Street Park. Both of those are mid-pen housing developments, and those are the areas that we get the most calls from when there is an emergency. So we're thrilled that we're going forward with radio training for them. We had a little drill where we were invited by the principal of El Granada Elementary to join them as crossing guards for their tsunami drill, which took 300 students from the school across the street into Quarry Park and back, as required by law. There are 5 schools that do require evacuation in the region. So they did it. It was a perfect drill, a perfect day. Students were fabulous. It was a lot of fun. This next month, David Crossbury will be leading 3 full days of what's called T3 training, Train the Trainer. And we have 8 to 10 new people who will be trained also to become certificated trainers for the full basic training course in English and Spanish. The bilingual part is if they are native speakers. So that's coming up this next month. Also this next month, we have another Zoom meeting of our 60 neighborhood leads across 32 neighborhoods. They get on a Zoom, we have an agenda, they talk about current issues, and we offer whatever new resources we have for all 32 neighborhoods. April 14th. And finally, Coastside Gives begins on April 1st. Coastside Gives, not to be confused with Measure K. In CERT world, personnel costs are Measure K, and operating costs, which is everything else. It's our training, it's insurance, it's our communications infrastructure, it's all of our equipment. Everything else is funded by the community. And those funds come from Coastside Gives. So our strategy is give early and give often, starting on April 1st and running through May 2nd in the report.
Thank you, Cynthia. Obviously, continued great work by CERT. Very good. Attorney's report,
No report, thank you.
if you will. Fire marshal's report,
Nope, nothing new.
nothing new. Chief, report?
The only thing I would have to say is the last 3 weeks have been fairly busy on the coast with the warm weather. We've seen a significant amount increase in calls and traffic accidents and ocean rescues and everything else, and all the crews have been doing a great job in overcoming all those extra duties. But yeah, with the warm weather, it's brought a lot of extra activity. That's all I have.
We're not used to that warm weather.
No, and it's definitely brought some more activity on the coast for sure. I'm sure you guys have heard the sirens throughout the day when you're around. So that's it. Yeah, that's it.
I've noticed, I see nobody left the district in February. Number of employees.
Yeah.
Everybody.
By the way, if I can add on to that, JB, the district has really done a great job in providing information on a lot of the people, personnel people leaving, the number of calls, the response times and so forth. That was never available previously, and it's been just really positive. We don't get a lot of call from the public looking into it, but from a board member, it gives us a lot of confidence that things are being well done. Thank you very much.
It is.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Any questions? I have. I'm sorry, Jay? No, you should go.
Yeah, maybe for next month's, agenda. I have honor rolls here in the hallway. We have honor rolls,
Have what?
honor rolls,
Yeah.
past, previous employees.
Oh,
John's on there. I'm not,
Yours fell off.
did you ever look upstairs for the Point chair?
There is one up there.
Maybe we can put that at new 44.
Okay,
Maybe. I'm just,
you are on that one.
oh. I didn't fall off.
Not yet.
Maybe we can update Half Moon Bay honor roll.
please.
Point Montero will maybe put it the new 44,
Yeah.
and then maybe a volunteer honor roll. For those, 5 years or more, or.
Yeah, I believe it came when it was last updated, but it's there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it may need some updating. but-
I would just ask that the honor roll, the volunteers is the coach side volunteers,
Yes,
please. Thank you.
that's all.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
I have a kind of a question that somebody prompted me on. If there is an emergency, who and where is the central location for radio dispatch and all that? Is that down where in Half Moon Bay? It used to be in this room. Where is it?
Oh, if we're having like a EOC or.
Let's say there's a tsunami coming up or a fire or something like that. Where is the central location? Where's the radio?
If you'll recall, a year or two ago, when we had a rainstorm, I believe that Chief Pickard ran
Yeah.
the whole thing.
Yeah,
It's right here.
So if we do an emergency operating center outside of public service communication, which is PSC in Redwood City, who dispatches all of our stuff, then we'll open up this center with an emergency operations center, and then we'll dispatch our own incidents, our volunteers will handle incidents from there and stuff like that. And I think Cynthia might have more information on what she.
Regionally, this is considered a DOC, a Departmental Operating Center. And the operations center that is next to the sheriff's office is called the CEOC, the Coastside Emergency Operations Center. It's owned by the county and the city of Half Moon Bay. And that's the local operating center, and their calls go, they're collecting radio information from around this region and then sending the calls that deserve to be elevated to the regional operating center in Redwood City, which is the big war room
Yeah.
operations
So
center.
when we've had significant storm impacts, we've had, like I staffed down there for a week with them. And then we had our DOC operating out of here, and then we all kind of communicated together and spread resources out, because PSC gets too overwhelmed, so we try to take some of the burden from them and dispatch our own stuff and clear it from the CAD.
Are you pleased the way it's working?
Yeah, I think so. Seems to be working well.
I was curious. I haven't heard
Yeah.
anything about that for a while.
There's a big exercise that will come up in June 13th, which is a joint operations, EOC, joint operations between South Coast and Coastside to train the radio operators and CERTs in how to operate together in an EOC environment in an emergency. And that's being led by Barry DeLay and David Cusker.
Very good. Anything else? Without objection, we are adjourned. Thank you.
How's your car looking at?
I love that.